Hello everyone, I'm Dodie Pager, the creative mind behind Artistry 4004. I'm so glad you're here today. We're going to make a super easy card that uses just a few supplies, but still looks absolutely fabulous. So grab your crafting goodies, get comfy, and let's jump right in. We're starting with a piece of basic white cardstock measuring 5.5 by 8.5. And I've already scored and folded mine at 4¼ inches to make our card base. You'll also want a few scraps of basic white for your greeting and those cute little flowers we'll be adding later. Next up is this gorgeous 3" by 5.5" strip of Painted Illusions Designer Series paper. This is actually the February 2026 product of the month, and at the time I'm filming this, it is still available. Remember, you can add any product of the month to any order of $75 or more after discounts and before shipping for just $5. I've been so impressed with the stamps and DSP that I've gotten each month, so definitely grab yours while you still can because stock is limited. For today's project, I'm also using the Fragrant Layers bundle from the January 2026 online exclusives. And just a little reminder, if you buy the bundle instead of the stamps and dies separately, you save 10%. I love a good deal, especially when it comes to crafty goodies. So let's get creating. Today I've decided to start with all of my stamping first and then continuing on with the assembly. So I'm going to open up my card, and this is the inside of my card, and I'm going to stamp a few flowers right here in the lower right corner. I'm using Lost Lagoon ink. It's really one of my favorite colors lately. So, and notice that I've put a piece of scrap paper here because I'm going to be stamping off the edge of my card base, and I don't want it to get on my Stampin' Pierce mat. So let's check that out. Looks good. So we're going to have 1, 2, and 3, and put that aside. I'm also going to stamp my greeting, and it says just a note. So let's go ahead and stamp that. And there we go. I'm going to use the dies that come with the bundle to trim off the greeting in my machine, and ta-da, we already have one. Similarly, I'm going to use the flower die that also comes with the set, and I'm going to cut 3 of these, again using a piece of Post-it note to hold it in place. And once again, I already have my 3 flowers cut out. So assembling this goes really, really fast. I'm going to take my Designer Series paper, and I'm going to put my multi-purpose glue on the back side of it. And the secret is not to get too close to the edge and not to put too much on. And I'm just going to check once again, and yes, this is the front. So let's place this on, lining it up on both sides. And that's what's nice about this multi-purpose glue. It does give you a little bit of time for wiggle room. And that's all the gluing we're going to be doing. Finally, we're going to put our flowers on. I'm using Stampin' Dimensionals, 1 on the back of each one, and the glue does come through, but we'll be covering that up. Or I should say the sticky side does come through, but we'll be covering it up. And last, And since we have our Stampin' Dimensionals out, we're going to also use, some on the back of it. I had made a mistake when I was stamping, so I just went ahead and turned it over and stamped again. I don't like wasting paper unless I absolutely have to. So, putting this on, I like to sort of get a feel for where things are going to go before I actually commit to gluing it on. So I'm going to put this one right in the center, and I have this sort of middle point of the design, so that's where I'm going to line that up. That'll help me to get the rest of them lined up also really well. Yeah, if I could get it off. And this is where my take your pick tool comes in handy. So poke it in, pull it off, and right about there. Yeah. And this one then we're going to come over leave about one and a half of those little designs separation. And right about there. And last. Okay, and finally we're going to put our grading on down in the lower right corner. And I'm going to keep it on the colored part of the paper, but you can do whatever you want on yours. That's the beauty of creating your own projects, because you could do what you want. Last, I'm going to add earthy matte dots, and these are still available in my shop. If you would shop with me, I'd really appreciate it. And we're going to put 1, 2, and 3. And that, my friends, is our finished card. I just think it's so cute. It can be used for a lot of things, a get well card, a thank you card, thinking of you. It's your choice. So that's a wrap for today's card. Thank you so much for watching. If you had fun crafting with me, please give this video a like and hit that subscribe button. It helps my business so much, and it tells YouTube that we're having a good time over here. Thanks for watching. Bye.